Hi, and welcome back to Wilcom America's Digital Edition Journey. In today's video, we're going to take a look at the user interface. The user interface is our work area where we as designers are going to execute various features and commands based on what we need to do to our design. First, I want to take a look at pull-down menus. Pull-down menus are those located up at the very top of our screen. We see File, Edit, View, so on and so forth, all the way down to Help. If I go into the File pull-down menu, this is an area where I'm going to execute commands based on what it is I want to do to my design. I can save my design, I can export my machine file, I can print, all from the File pull-down menu. If you look at the features within any of these particular pull-down menus, if the feature has an icon, it's going to be shown to the far left. If there is a keyboard shortcut, it will be shown over to the right. So Open Design can be executed through the File pull down and clicking Open Design, or we can click on this icon that is shown here, or use the keyboard shortcut. Some of the icons on the screen are going to be used more than others. The Select tool, which I have currently highlighted here, is one that you're going to use when you're selecting different objects of the design in order to possibly change colors, change a stitch type, resize, etc., etc. So with that particular tool highlighted, I am able to click on various areas on different elements within my design. I can also click on, say, this object of lettering and make it larger or smaller if need be. But in order to do something to an object, it first must be selected. The second icon that I want to call attention to is the lettering icon, and that is the capital A to the far left. If I right click on this particular icon, notice as I hover over it, it says lettering and settings. Anytime an icon has its name followed by settings, I can right click on it and it takes me directly to the settings for that particular feature. So the A tool brings up your lettering properties. Any of these toolbars that you see on your screen can be moved around to wherever you as a user desire. If you are working on multiple screens and want to expand your working area, toolbars can be moved over to your other monitors, opening up the space on the work area. So I am just clicking on these toolbars and moving them over to my second monitor. And notice how things are opening up. Just as I moved it over to the other monitor, I can click and drag them and place them wherever I want on the screen or back to their original position. So I'm just clicking and dragging and then placing them in the area. Oh, they are reversed, but I could just move them around. Over to the far right hand side, we have what we call dockers. There's a variety of dockers in our software, and those are found through the window pull down menu and dockers, or you can find them all over here to the right of the information icon. The most popular Docker, in my opinion, is the object properties. That is the area where a lot of the different features of the software are found. It's where you're going to create lettering, where you're going to change stitch types, where you're going to control your connectors. Do you want to trim? Do you not want to trim? That is within object properties. The color object list is also a very, very handy Docker and one of the popular ones. This not only shows you the sewing sequence by color through the color object list, It also will show you the objects within a color by expanding it, clicking on the plus sign. So we see that in the first color red, we have two different objects. I can click on object number one and it automatically selects it within my workspace. So for designs that are very complex and have numerous layers, sometimes it is easier to select the component through the color object list. As you move on through Willcom and advance into the different features, this area also allows you to sequence. It also tells you what type of an object it is. So in this particular case, number 15 has the letter A. It's telling me it's a lettering object. A couple important areas of interest in the user interface are: where's the stitch count of my design located? That is to the bottom left-hand corner, right underneath colorway 1. So it is telling me that the design I have on my screen currently has 10,695 stitches. If I wanted to know the size of this design, I could select the entire design using my select tool, clicking and dragging on the outside of the design, and up in the upper right hand corner in what we call the property bar, we have the width and the height. In this particular case, it's shown in inches, but if you prefer to measure using metric, move to the far right hand side of the screen, and where you see US, you can drop the list down and select metric. So just to repeat, to go over, we have pull down menus, we have icons, we have toolboxes with more icons, and we have dockers. Any of these areas or these toolbars can be moved to wherever you would like. So just because the software defaults into the areas that you see here doesn't mean that I can't change them as a user to the way I see fit. We did that with the toolbars over to the far left hand corner. So I hope that you learned a little bit about the user interface in this quick video that will help you navigate through Willcom Embroidery Studio Digital Edition. Thank you for joining me.